It's the fourth most densely populated city in the world. The capital of a fast-growing economy, Delhi's population grows at the rate of 4% every year. To keep pace with the future, Delhi needs to stay on the move. This puts massive pressure on its road networks. A growing demand for innovative methods to better the public transport network had been a constant challenge for the city's administrators. Roads were already packed to maximum capacity, so a new mode of transport would be needed. Today, rising to the challenge, zipping through the nerves of the city and carrying more than 1.5 million passengers every day is the Delhi Metro. What good is a country's economic progress if it is not inclusive? Over the last few decades, India has seen great economic progress. But to become a developed nation, India needs to make a conscious effort to make inclusion happen for its citizens and ensure that, irrespective of their background, they walk in step with the progress of the country. DMRC's success story is a classic example of how the benefits from a project touch all citizens equally, and how the positive public opinion that this generates results in success for the project. This cycle of sustainability is a key ingredient in the success of any project.
टाइम पे पहुंच जाते हैं हम, लेकिन जब पहला 30,000 वाली चली थी, लिखा था 14 मिनट में 30,000 से कोर्ट पहुंच जाएंगे शादरा, तो हम कहते थे नहीं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता।
काफ़ी फ़र्क पड़ा है, लोग वो जो परेशान रहते थे बसों की लंबी लाइन वेट करना पड़ता था वो अब ख़त्म हो गया है ना, और एट ए टाइम इतने फ्रीक्वेंटली एसी में लोग ट्रैवल करते हैं तो बहुत सुविधा हो गई है।
Saves me the hassle of driving and staying, like getting stuck in traffic jams. So whether it's rain or sun or anything, the metro is always running.
It's actually better than the public transport because you don't end up sweating a lot like a dog.
There are security guards at the platform and all, adds to the security of women. AC है और और ज़्यादा comfort क्या ढूंढूंगी? Considering the weather of Delhi, I think the AC does help in cooling tempers.
Moving out is a pleasure. You are in an AC coach and that makes the whole difference in the lifestyle, I would say.
जब मैं बस से जाती थी तो फिर बहुत पसीना आता था, वो बहुत मुश्किल होती थी, तो इसलिए मैंने मेट्रो यूज़ करी जिससे वहाँ पे एसी भी है, इसलिए मैं आराम से बैठती हूँ और आराम से पहुँच जाती हूँ स्कूल, और शॉर्ट टाइम लगता है जाने में।
Metro is not a business, it's a service. It's a social service. It's a public transport system for the city. And it's true that we are running it in a business fashion. And we are running it in a business fashion only to give the best service to the people, and we are not a burden on the government from that point of view. The government has to step in where there is a social angle or social service involved, like setting our schools, drinking water facilities, drainage, sewerage, hospitals. Our concentration should be more on providing the basic things to the people rather than sending people to the moon. The Chandrayaan and all that can wait, according to me.
The implementation of the project was an engineering challenge. But much more than that, it was a challenge to keep citizens of Delhi happy throughout the construction process, to ensure negligible harm to the environment, and to maintain high levels of political support throughout the process. Each of these challenges posed potential risks that could cause DMRC losses, both of finances and of credibility. Specific measures were taken to mitigate each risk. Road space was minimal and traffic could not be stalled. So, DMRC ensured that their contractors utilized as little space as possible on the roads by installing barricades. Contractors were not permitted to go beyond the barricades or encroach on public spaces with their equipment and materials. Labour management was another key condition for the contractors. It was made imperative to set up humane labour camps away from the city area and transport labourers to work during the day. Utilities like road transport, electricity, water and communications were diverted with the utmost care and in tandem with the agencies and residents' welfare associations involved. Ramjas School, Pusa Road, was one such working site for DMRC.
They had cordoned off the center of the road, and they did it well, and they sought support from transport department. Like sometimes our buses are parked outside much earlier. They did not allow that while the construction was going on. So the bus had just to come and leave within a matter of just 5 minutes. I have about 50% of the school strength traveling by metro. We want everybody to learn from how they have managed to build the metro and function it.
The massive scale of construction threatened to increase air and noise pollution. The tunneling could lead to soil erosion, which was a hazard to nearby buildings. Trees had to be cut along the corridors. DMRC recognized that these problems were both a social and political dilemma and would have to be tackled with innovative planning and execution. DMRC's Environment Management System was awarded the ISO 14001 certification for its environment-friendly construction. It is the second metro system in the world, after the New York subway system, to achieve this standard and the first to receive it at the construction stage. DMRC has also become the first rail project in the world to earn carbon credits under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change for using a regenerative braking system on its rolling stock. These carbon credits can be converted into monetary benefits in future if sold to other companies that cannot earn certified emission reductions or are unable to reduce carbon emissions. Working in depth on every little detail that could become a setback to the execution of the project helped DMRC build a formidable image in the public view.
You know, in project management, one of the areas which is often ignored is media management, and in fact even the legal department. These are two very crucial areas for project management, because your project can get badly stalled by court cases. You must have a very good legal wing, you must have a very good media wing, because the external environments are fashioned by what people read in the newspapers, what they listen to on TV and radio, which means if you want to control the minds of the people, you must handle the media.
However, there was a bigger challenge that lay ahead. Delhi had been used to unkempt buses, rickshaws and autos. Regard for public transport was almost nil. Aiming to attract commuters of every demographic, DMRC had to evolve extensive awareness campaigns to sensitize the people about the metro rail system.
The moment you see a government advertisement, you switch over, because the primary reason for that is there's too much communication and bland communication. So we decided on a different strategy. We started a system of nukkad nataks, street plays. I hired people from various drama schools in Delhi. Like the Mughal times and the olden days when the Rajas used to come with their drums, we hired and we formed groups of 5 or 6 of these drumwalas, and we used to go into the gullies of Silampur, Shadra and all. And in those gullies, we used to enact the new technology. How do you communicate what is an escalator to a common person in that area? Hi-Fi English will not do. So the skits were made depending upon the population. And how do you communicate an escalator? Escalator was Bijli ka CD. So you have to come down to their level, and that communication took place.
On the first day of their commercial operations, a staggering 1.2 million people were on site to experience the metro dream. Ensuring ridership was one issue, but taming an unruly Delhi crowd which had been battling to commute on the overcrowded streets of the city was another matter.
You see, when we planned the station, we planned in such a way how the people would use it. The Indian people would use it. That way, because we know that here there is not much of a discipline. We have to make people stand in a queue to purchase tickets. We have to educate them in that fashion. Similarly, for them to get into the metro system, know the barriers. There they have to stand in queue and then show that tickets, then only they can enter. So we have anticipated the usual behavior of the Indian people.
Today, the metro culture has been ingrained into the city, and it forms the backbone of the city's public transport system. More and more people increasingly opt for the metro. The stations are spotless, and the people respect and take great pride in the metro. Giving charge of the upkeep to the community has been a key strategy in maintaining discipline among commuters. The Citizens Forum is an active cell of DMRC.
In every station, you won't find more than 2 or 3 metro employees. So we don't have sufficient number of people at every point. But our volumes of passengers are growing. So how do you handle these passengers? How do you teach them etiquette? How do you teach them proper behavior? There are seats reserved for ladies. How do you teach people to vacate these seats? Delhi is one of the roughest cities in the world. So therefore, we decided to enroll the public to help us. We give each person a badge, and it's a totally voluntary social service. Many of them are holding jobs. Some of them are government servants also. Some of them are army officers. Some are doctors. But when they are traveling on the metro, they try to discipline people, and people listen to them. Now we have started recruiting school children, and when a small child comes and tells you, you do feel ashamed.
Designing effective communication strategies and maintaining high service quality ensured that the organization's social capital kept increasing. DMRC has offered the people social benefits that went beyond the purview of just operating an efficient metro system. The metro had become a matter of national pride. However, all the credibility that the organization had accrued was put to the test when they faced their biggest crisis ever.
We sold a dream to the nation. We realized the dream. Everybody was very appreciative. 2009 came as a shock to us. We had 2 or 3 structural collapses. So far, we had never had structural collapses. People have died in the project, but they have all been, incidents of a tractor reversing or a crane toppling over, hitting somebody on the side. But a structure falling, we never had that sort of incident till 2009. And the media, frankly, went ballistic. Because what happens is that as an organization, when you climb on a pedestal, the media which puts you on the pedestal pulls you down also equally badly. More than the accident, what happened, the problem that we faced was the next day in the recovery operation. Next day we put 4 cranes and we wanted to remove the fallen structure the next day. Unfortunately, one of the cranes which was removing the structure, it failed and the structure toppled, and at that time all the TV cameras had live footage of that happening, and live footage reinforces whatever is there. Once they have live footage, that was telecast repeatedly for 24 hours. So it became that has really spread. And that was a really big, major communication challenge, the biggest communication challenge that I have faced in the Delhi Metro project.
Claiming moral responsibility for the accident, Mr. Sridharan submitted his resignation to the Delhi government. But the political patronage and public support that DMRC had amassed due to its impeccable track record resulted in his resignation being declined. Under the leadership of Mr. Sridharan, DMRC withstood criticism from the media and diverted their energies to accomplishing their job with their customary zeal and efficiency, living up to their commitment of delivering on time and within budgets. In time, they were able to change the mindsets of the opposition through their dedication and hard work.
Style of functioning of DMRC continued the same. At that time, I'll give you one example. Now, the contractor who was in charge of the construction of that Zamrudpur area, people wanted us to blacklist him, people wanted us to debar him, people wanted us to remove him from work. The practical issue is, you had the Commonwealth Games coming up in a few months. If you remove the contractor, how do you appoint a new contractor overnight? It's not easy. The tendering process takes time. It would have set the project back by a few months. To hold on to this contractor, at the same time penalize the contractor, at the same time we had to take departmental action against some of our own officers who were involved. At the same time, we had to get work from the same contractor, we had to get work from our same departmental officers, keep our officers motivated. In this situation, it was a very tough management task, which I must say the DMRC managed to do.
We have changed the social attitude of the people, I would say, to a public asset, public organization like this. They almost have adopted the Delhi Metro.
DMRC's success in developing and sustaining social capital through careful planning and foresight is a lesson for future developmental projects that aim to benefit a large section of society.